So let's look at some algebraic fractions. This question asks you to simplify x squared plus 3x minus 4 all divided by 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. The first step is to factorise this. You'll be wanting to get something in the form... Let's start off by factorising the numerator. We've got x squared plus 3x minus 4, so I use a grid method, and you may well have been shown a different method. This one's fairly simple. I'm just using the grid method so you can see how I use it on something that's fairly easy to spot. We've got this grid and we know that we've got a term in x squared and a term of minus 4. We need to find the plus 3x. This method works because the product of both diagonals is the same. So in this case, negative 4x squared. And we know when we add them together we're going to get plus 3x. So what we would do then is we would look at what are the factors of 4? The factors of 4 can be 4 and 1, or it could be 2 and 2. From that we can see the only way to sum to 3 is 4 minus 1 plus 3, which is what we were looking for, because we have to remember the x. So the final step here is to look for common factors. We can look on this line here, and we can see common factor here is going to be x. Common factor on this line here is going to be negative 1. And then if we look down here in the first column, you can see we've got x. We look down here and we can see that we've got 4. So now we can have x plus 4, x minus 1. So let's look at the next one. I'll do another grid that we've got 2x squared and 3. Again, if we multiply these together, 6x squared. So we know that would be the multiple, and then this, it has to be minus 5x. So we've definitely got x here, and then factors of 6 are going to be 6 and 1, or 2 and 3, and we need it to be negative 5. So it could be minus 6 plus 1, or it could be minus 2 minus 3. How do we tell? Well, we tell here that because the sign here of this 3 is positive, so we know it's the same sign, so it has to be this one here. So we know this is minus 2x and minus 3x. Now we go and look for common factors. We look here, we've got a common factor of 3. We look here, we've got a common factor of 2x. We look in this column, we've got a common factor of x, and we look in here, we've got a common factor 1. The next step is check the signs. We can see that we need to have a negative, and if we look on this here, this also needs to be negative, so that the two negatives, positive 3, and then we have the factors of 2x minus 3 and x minus 1. These can then cancel, and we're left with x plus 4 divided by 2x minus 3. And if you want to, you can check these in Google by typing in the original term, so y equals x squared plus 3x minus 4 divided by 2x squared minus 5x plus 3. Make sure you put brackets in, then you put a comma, and then y equals, and then your final expression. So x plus 4 and then divided by 2x minus 3. And then you'll get one in blue and one in red, and by comparing the two they should overlap perfectly. If they do overlap, congratulations, you've done the question correctly. Okay, we move on to this simplification. This is algebraic fractions. When you look at this, just think of what you would do if this was 4/5 plus 3/4 or 3/4. You need to find a common denominator. Easiest way to do this is 4 times 4 over 5 times 4 plus 5 times 3 over 5 times 4. This will give you 16 plus 15 over 20, and you get 31 over 20. The idea then on the algebraic fraction is you do exactly the same thing. So Our first step is going to be to multiply x minus 2 over x plus 2, x minus 2, plus 3, x plus 2 over x plus 2. The order here doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative. Like that. So this gives us the common denominator of x plus 2, x minus 2. And then what we need to do on the top is multiply through. So the top here is going to be 4x plus 8, and this one's going to be plus 3x plus 6. And that's not plus 8, minus 8, because x minus 2. And then we can collect like terms on the numerator. We should have 7x minus 2 over x plus 2, x minus 2. And you can leave it like that. One thing to remember is if the sum asks you to do a subtraction here, is that this negative here affects both of these. So when you multiply it, do remember you're still going to keep the same denominator there, but the 4x minus 8, and then it's negative 3x, so minus 3x, times negative 3, 2, so minus 6. So do remember if you meet one of these where the second fraction is subtracted, that negative affects both terms in the second fraction.